Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one comes from Ladder Dragonfly 2141. Am I the beehole for trying to teach my granddaughter that having a temper tantrum in the store isn't getting her anything? Last night, I took my daughter and 6-year-old granddaughter out to dinner. On the way home, we had to stop at a dollar store to pick up a couple of things we needed for the house. My granddaughter asked if she could get the Lego set, but I couldn't afford it. Well, when I said that I didn't have the extra money for it, she threw herself on the floor and started to cry. I let my daughter handle her child and walked off to grab a couple of other things we needed for the house. I came back to that aisle and she quit crying, but she had a couple of cheap pool toys in her hand. She asked if she could have them, and I asked her if she thought she deserved them after throwing a temper tantrum in the middle of a store. She got mad again and dropped the toys on the floor, and went to my daughter crying again. My daughter proceeded to get upset with me, saying that she just got her calmed down and was trying to teach her the cost of stuff. I'm sorry, I am old school, and my mother taught me that if you act up in the store, you don't get things, and that's what I was trying to teach her. Now before y'all ask why my daughter wasn't buying them, she doesn't get paid until the next day. I don't mind buying my granddaughter some things, if I have the extra money, and she's a good girl, but to me, throwing a temper tantrum in the middle of the store should not be rewarded. Am I wrong for trying to teach her that and getting a little annoyed that my daughter didn't back me up? Let me add to this, I do help raise this child. I live with my daughter and her family and give them childcare in exchange for living with them. I do try not to interfere in the way they are raising her. I do agree with the comments that lessons in behavior and lessons in cost are two of separate issues. The granddaughter knows how she is supposed to act in public, but like all children, she has her moments. No, OP, no, you're not the beehole in this situation. I guess I'm old school too, because that's how I was raised. I was raised to never cause, throw a tantrum or cause a ruckus in a store because it would make my parents look bad. That's how they raised us, and I believe that's what you're doing, because yes, she should learn that. If she doesn't learn that, she's going to learn that she can keep throwing tantrums and getting what she wants, and you do not want a child to, grow up that way. I saw some people in the comments say how they would handle it. They would take their child and walk out of the store and with nothing. And you do that every time she throws a tantrum. Eventually, they get it and they stop throwing a tantrum because they see that this is not the way to get something. Then I'm going to add on to it. Now, after they learn that, and you're sure they learned that, then I would get them something to reinforce the behavior. And then you show, hey, if you act right, then you'll get something. Not all the time, but you have a higher percentage to get the thing you want if you act right instead of throwing a temper tantrum in the middle of a store. So OP, no, you're not the beehole. And our next one comes from No Armadillo 3562. Am I wrong for thinking that it's rude for a house guest to leave the toilet unflushed with the toilet seat up? My 28-year-old female boyfriend, a 28-year-old male, had a friend come over to our house recently. Both times that friend used the bathroom, I went in after him and noticed that he left the toilet seat up and left pee in the toilet, meaning he didn't bother to flush. So of course, I had to put the seat down and flush the toilet before I used it. A few weeks went by and I casually mentioned it to my boyfriend. It was relevant to the conversation we were having. He started arguing with me, saying that I have high expectations and how he doesn't want to bring any of his friends over because now I'll think they're all rude. What do you mean high expectations? To pee and flush the toilet? That's not hard. You learn that when you're a kid, but back to it. But it is rude leaving pee in a toilet for someone else to flush. Is it rude in my opinion? If he did it once, I would have assumed it's an accident or something, but he did it twice. I don't know, I guess I have a pet peeve about others people's respecting my space. I don't want to leave and have to see your pee, and no, I am not a germaphobe. Am I wrong for thinking this behavior from a house guest is rude? My boyfriend's argument is everyone's house has different rules, like taking off your shoes when you come in. Cool, if everybody has different rules, this is me talking, well, I'm sure one of your rules could be, hey, flush the toilet when you're done using the toilet. It's your house. My argument that it's common sense to flush after you use the bathroom. If he was using a urinal, he would flush, right? So why leave pee in a friend's bathroom for them to deal with? You don't walk in home with muddy shoes. I do not get your husband's deal why he started acting crazy like, oh, this is a hard thing for him to do. No, it's not. You just move the handle, push the button, walk by the sensor, whatever your toilet does to flush, and flush the toilet. Like you said, it's common sense. It's just muscle memory for most people nowadays. Well, not nowadays. It's always muscle memory. You know what I mean. Flushing a toilet's flushing a toilet. It's just something you don't think about. You just do it. And I understand there's some people who don't flush pee. That's usually if you drink a lot of water so it doesn't look like pee. Because there's like a drought or something like that. You want to save on water, I get that. But you do that at your house. I know if I'm at someone's house, I'm not going to leave them a surprise in their toilet. Because they're going to talk about me after I leave. And that's just a rude thing to do. So Pete, no, you're not the beehole. Come on, man. Flush the toilet when you're done, man. Our final one comes from Remarkable Pippi, 5793. Am I in the wrong for telling my best friend her excuse is weak and pathetic? My 18-year-old male best friend, 18-year-old female, takes her fitness very seriously, works out a lot, and has been playing sports for years now, but she's never insulted someone for their physical appearance before, until 2 days ago. She asked me why I'm with my ugly fat girlfriend. Whoa, okay. Telling me I can do better. It shocked me because I used to be quite fat myself, and I'm still slightly overweight, yet she's never made that sort of remark about me. Well, she's never done it to your face. She also said that my girlfriend is thin in the one place that it's better to be fat, saying she has a boy's arse. I just ended the conversation there and then. Yesterday, she told me she only said what she said because she was upset after losing money in a poker game. Okay, well, whose fault is that? And people lose money in gambling all the time and don't, start talking about people's looks. I told her that excuse was weak and pathetic. And she got really angry at me for it. She said I don't know what it's like losing a lot of money and shouldn't judge her without experiencing it myself. OP, you don't need to know that shite tastes like shite to experience it by experiencing it. I'm pretty sure everyone knows it sucks losing a ton of money without having to experience it. So I had a theory that she is mad because she can't date you, or she's not getting attention from you anymore, or she can't anymore because you have a girlfriend now. Maybe you were her ace in the hole, the guy she was going to default to after she was done doing her thing out there with the guys that she's really into. That could be my thing. I think she was keeping you around as a little safety thing, but I took a look in the comments and they kind of got the same thing too. So let's read that real quick. So this goes back and forth. The first one says, sounds like jealousy. Is the girlfriend new? OP says, she's my first girlfriend. Started dating last month. Oh, there she goes. She's probably not happy that you're gone, like I'm saying. Next person says, oof, sounds like the classic hot chick keeping the nice guy on the back burner. Yep, that's the vibe I got. The next one says, maybe she wanted to date you. Maybe it's because the other person is taking her attention away. Whatever the reason is, it's uncalled for. Definitely not in the wrong. I agree. It sounds like she's jealous, OP, that she can't have you on the back burner anymore. She kind of showed you who she is by insulting someone randomly for no reason and making up a weak excuse. I would start distancing myself from this girl because she is trouble, and I don't think anything good can come from being around her. OP, you are definitely not the beehole. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me, and can you please do what I said in the beginning, and like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out, it helps it grow, and it helps to get more videos like this. Velvet out.